look, come down any time around 6 p.m. Wednesday night and do join us. Next week, it's a big show with new candidates on the show, so do come and join us. Look, it might have been an explosive night with Maturia resigning, but that's not the only big thing that's happening. Tonight, guess what? It's your lucky day. We are giving away a copy of David Seymour's book. It's been called a modern political Bible by David. We are giving it away. All right. That's Donald. Donald, have you read this?
Have I read it? I'd love to read it.
Yeah. You've done lots of books too. Yeah, you've written
I've written a lot of books. I'm very famous. I don't know if you know, I'm a pretty big deal. Okay, bigger than own your. Whatever this guy is.
David Seymour.
What? David Seymour.
This could be
Never
the
heard of
first book you read, Donald.
We'll see about that.
Maybe. Now, this is interesting. Should alcohol be sold in supermarkets? The Medical Association and others want it banned from supermarkets, saying New Zealand's most harmful drug in society is right next to the bread and the milk. Not good enough. Around the panel, should it be banned from supermarkets? Todd, National.
No, I don't. I think it's absolutely fine for people to go and get it while they do their weekly shop. The area that I'd focus on actually is the RTDs. You go to a wholesaler, they're sitting there, they're discounted. People can get them at 50 cents, $1 each, preload, and be sort of smashed by midnight.
What about you, Jan Logie? Alcohol in supermarkets, would you consider pulling the alcohol from your local supermarket?
Yeah, we would. I mean, there are other places you can buy alcohol, lots of other places, and this is a really harmful drug in our society, and we don't actually need it to be everywhere.
Do you buy alcohol? Do you buy a bottle of wine from your
That's the thing.
supermarket?
Yeah, and I buy the cheap one as well, which is also part of the problem, is we need to kind of actually look at how that's influencing people's behaviour, because if I buy a cheap bottle on the way home, I may drink it when I wouldn't have otherwise.
What about you, Darroch?
Well, you know, the funny thing is, I think it was 1999, there was legislation that went through to be able to sell in supermarkets. New Zealand First was the only party that stood up and said no, that there were going to be all the concerns that the doctors explained has come true. So obviously the Green Party has changed their mind on whether they should be selling alcohol in supermarkets.
This is interesting. So is that New Zealand First policy to pull alcohol from supermarkets? Or is that a personal?
Well, look, like I said,
policies to go back to 1999.
Like I said, I grew up. I was born and raised in West Auckland, and the local council has got bylaws there, and to not sell alcohol in supermarkets. I didn't see any complaints throughout the whole time I was living there, and I didn't see.
Okay, Louisa, what do you make of this issue? If you personal opinion here, or for Labor itself, would you actually, it came in and it was highly controversial. I can recall very controversial when the booze went into supermarkets. Would you pull it out?
Well, I think we're looking at it, Wallace, because I think it's 100 people are dying 1,000 people are dying every year, and in terms of ED. 35% of people who go to ED during the week, it's because of alcohol, and on the weekends it's 70%.
But what
so
about...
we're calling for these solutions because of the problems we have that seem to be because people have
What about
access
your
to
individual
alcohol.
lifestyle choice? I want to go to my local,
yeah.
pick up a bottle of Pinot Noir, a little bit of camembert, a
Yeah.
little bit of bread, some nachos, my choice.
No, it is your choice, but what I would do is what they do in Australia, which is to have the bread and all the food products, etc., in one store, and adjacent to that you'd have an alcohol store.
Okay, all right.
So that's what we should be
Would
doing.
ACT ban alcohol from supermarkets? That's a no. Okay, now back to you, Todd.
But can I just also say that in Chapter 9 of my new book, Own Your Future, we talk about personal responsibility and the overzealous wowsers taking away our freedom to buy booze.
Forget about your...
Hey, I got to sell some books.
Forget about your book. I want to get serious for a minute.
Oh, come on. Now you tell us.
Well, no. But what Louisa said is actually true. We're going to be talking about mental health in a minute.
Yeah.
Half the people that have mental health issues have alcohol issues as well. Yes. This is time to get really serious, David, politically. Yeah. Why don't you ban alcohol once and for all from supermarkets? It's a big issue.
Because you've got to actually ultimately make policy on evidence. And since we
There is
allowed
lots.
alcohol to go into supermarkets, the amount of alcohol consumed by the average New Zealander per year has gone down. The incidences of binge drinking have gone down. These are the facts. People don't like the facts,
25% of New
but
Zealanders
those are the
binge
facts.
drink.
Yes, but that is
85%
but that has
of New
gone but that has
Zealanders
gone
drink.
down. That is 85% of New Zealanders drink. Who cares? The fact
Well,
is,
What
it
do you
is
mean, who
going
cares?
down. It is going down, and
A
introducing
responsible
booze
government
into
or
alcohol.
politician would care that
All right.
No,
1,000 people are dying every year.
a responsible government would
All
not
right.
punish the law-abiding majority because of the idiocy of the minority.
It's a packed pub tonight. I'm going to do a show of hands. We can get the cameras around. Hands up those who would support a ban on alcohol in your local super. Hands up. Well, it's about 15%.
None of you have to buy it.
15% is about 8.
It's about 8%?
Yeah. About
All right,
it's 8 people, by the way.
Charlotte, go around to a couple of those people and say, ask their opinion.
Sir, you want booze banned from supermarkets? I think you put up your hand.
I did, yeah.
So you
It's too readily available, and it's if you're going to tax cigarettes, like alcohol's far more damaging, so why not tax alcohol?
cigarettes are still available in supermarkets. Should they be banned as well then?
Oh, I'm not. Yeah, okay. What I'm saying is, you should tax alcohol the same rate as you're taxing cigarettes.
It's all right. No more cheap alcohol in supermarkets, apparently.
Exactly. That's what I mean.
That's what you mean.
Thank you.
Well done.
Go to one more person. You're in the middle of the packed pub there,
All
Charlotte.
right. Who doesn't agree with alcohol being sold in supermarkets? Oh. Oh, we've got a young... yeah, how old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm only 14.
So you don't even buy alcohol yet, do you?
No, but I still think my opinion should count in this matter
Yeah.
because
Of
it
course.
is my future.
Of course.
Yeah.
So tell me, why do you think alcohol should not be sold in supermarkets?
Since it's a drug, it's a damaging drug, it's highly addictive. And I think selling it in supermarkets has normalized it for our population, which is really a thing that it shouldn't have done because I just think of all the people who've died of alcohol poisoning, all the students and stuff. How much have they bought from supermarkets? How much has it been normalized in our society?
For a 14-year-old, you are very good. Thank you.
There's a future leader, Todd Muller.
Absolutely. Very impressive.
Hey, Wallace,
Very impressive.
that's why we
David
should
was
be
saying-
Hang on, Darroch.
What David was saying before is true insofar as the vast majority of people who drink do drink responsibly. But it's about encouraging an environment which exposes, especially to young people, and especially the beer and the RTDs. If we're talking, you mentioned wine and everything
RTDs
else,
are huge.
wine and everything else like that.
Okay.
There's nothing
Yeah, but
wrong
hey,
with being able
Wallace,
to go
we just
to
heard
the
from a
supermarket and buy a
14-year-old
bottle
in a
of
pub.
wine.
And I think that we just heard from a 14-year-old in a pub, and I think that's a positive thing. We should have a more liberal, open, sociable drinking
All
culture,
right.
rather than the kind of
David.
draconian approach that these guys want.
The key,
But
no.
selling
See, the
alcohol in
difference is
supermarkets is
David,
different
the key.
thing.
We've got to move
The
on.
key
We've-
thing is the purchasing age, Wallace. That's a key difference to the legal drinking age to the purchasing
Okay,
age. Big
now,
difference.
before I go, though, that 14-year-old, I'd like to know your name, and you can be our spokesperson the next panel and the one after that, because I really like you.
Yeah,
Very good. We're back very soon.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.